Hey everyone, Josh here with Fresh Start Customs, and today we're going to be talking about 5 different things that can cause your laser engraver not to print correctly, whether you have a Glowforge, an xTool, a WeCreat, an Atom Stack, any laser engraver for that matter, or any software. You're eventually going to run into these 5 different issues, and I'm going to walk you through on how to correct each of them. The first one's going to take a little bit longer, and I'm going to go more in depth because this one gets a lot of people when you're brand new to laser engraving. But it is simple to fix. You just have to know what you're looking for. And I'm going to show you in 2 different softwares. Here's Glowforge's software and here's WeCreat software. And I'm going to show you why it's more difficult depending on which software you're using. So in Glowforge's software, I like their user interface because if something is off the edge of the engraving zone, like this little period here is, it will dim the screen here. It'll dim all your words or your engraving, whatever you're going to engrave, and it'll not let you print on Glowforge here. That's one reason why it won't print. On like WeCreat, it'll say it is too large for the canvas or something like that. It'll give you an error message. I can't remember exactly what it says, and it won't let you print, or it won't print correctly. And a lot of people will think their machine is broke, but it's not broke. I'm going to show you how to correct this on both of these, and then you can apply it to your laser software. It'll be very similar. So with Glowforge here, this top line here is what's called a compound path. And what that is just an SVG file that is connected as one import. So it'll import all together here instead of a group or an ungrouped design like this one down here. So you can't really edit this in Glowforge's software that I'm aware of. There may be a feature that I'm just bypassing or not seeing, but usually you can right click and then click release compound path. But you can't do that in Glowforge's software. So to correct this, you're gonna have to do it outside of the software. So like Illustrator, for example, here's that compound path. You can right click and then click release compound path, select that stray node or dot or score or line, anything that's outside of the engraving zone, and then hit delete. The other issue is you're going to have these overlapping paths here. So we're going to have to ungroup this and then highlight this and click subtract front on both of these here to get it back to the way that you want. You can then turn this back into a compound path or a grouped design, whatever you want. I think you get the point of that. If you're watching this video, you probably know how to design some of the software already to this point. So with that said, we're going to jump back over here. So let's say we deleted that. We imported our new design that we edited. It would say won't print here, and that stray node would be gone, and it would then let you engrave. So something like this is just a grouped file. So you can right click this and click ungroup. And then now you can edit that right within Glowforge's design software here. And then we can highlight this again and then right click and group it back together. That way it doesn't change your size. So obviously you can rescale something. So let me undo that. And let's say right here is how to import. It's not going to engrave here. So you can rescale it like this and it'll engrave because it's within these borders here, which is the engrave zone. The issue with this is if you have a design that is like a 3D printed design that relies on tabs, that's going to shrink all of your tabs and it's not going to work correctly. So you just want to be able to delete that stray node, and that will correct the issue here by doing the ungroup and then delete that stray node, and then you can regroup this again and you can move it around wherever you want and it'll stay the exact same size it's supposed to be for those 3D prints. So that's how you solve it in Glowforge. Now let's talk about WeCreat. So WeCreat does not dim it no matter what you're doing. And this will be in xTool too, I believe. If you're off the screen and you don't know it, you're not going to know until you hit start on the printer here on the top right corner. Then it's going to give you that error saying that it's too big for the screen, but it doesn't look too big for the screen. What you need to do is you need to zoom out. And then if you don't see anything, just keep zooming out until you see something. You see right here is that stray node here and a stray node here. What you need to do is you need to actually be able to delete that. The problem with this is it's a compound path again. So you can do the same thing with Illustrator that we did earlier, redesign it in Illustrator and then import it into WeCreate again, or WeCreate has the ability to click split. So when you click split, you have the option to then delete this, and then you can highlight this just like we did with Illustrator. Go to merge and select subtract. Do the same thing here and subtract. And then you can highlight all this and you can merge it back together so it's a compound path again. And then you're good to print this design here. Now this one is still off the screen, but this one being the ungrouped design here is already able to just select it and hit delete. And then if you don't create a compound path in here, it'll just do one letter at a time when it engraves here. So that's how you do it in both Glowforge and WeCreate. You can apply this to your own laser here. Like I said, this is the most common thing that you run into. So now let's talk about the other reasons why your laser will not engrave correctly. And this is super simple as well, and something that can be overlooked as well. So if we click on this, and let's say we're good to go, we're gonna hit start. Well, guess what? You didn't select your power. You have 0 power here. That is my second biggest thing that I see people do. They'll just hit start thinking that all of the settings and everything is selected for them, or they just forget to fill out settings. And if you have 0 power and you have like 2 speed, guess what? That's gonna go really slow, and it's gonna look like your laser isn't printing, but it's moving the laser head back and forth. That is the main thing that you're gonna run into on every software. By default, if you don't select a material off the bat, like one of their preset settings, it's always going to be set at like 0 or 1 power, and it's going to look like your laser is either printing really weak or not at all. So that is the second thing that you'll run into. The third and final thing, like software, well, it's still kind of hardware wise, is the same thing. You need to make sure you have the right type of material selected that works with your machine. So in this case with WeCreate, this is a diode laser. So a diode laser will not work with like metals, mirrored items that well, or even clear acrylic. A clear acrylic is a great example with diode lasers. It's just not going to engrave that well because it's a different wavelength than, say, a CO2 laser like Glowforge. If you use CO2 lasers with clear acrylic, it's going to work really well. Now, if you have like a fiber laser, that's going to work great for metals. So CO2 and diode can mark metals, but it's not going to actually engrave into metals like a fiber laser will. So keep that in mind. That's the third thing, is just choosing the correct materials that work with your machine. The fourth thing is going to be hardware related, and that's going to be your laser lens here. So you do want to make sure you clean your laser lens before you see this dot here. This dot is basically cooking all of that dirt on your lens to a point, and then eventually that lens is going to either burn a hole right where that dot is, or it's going to completely crack your glass lens and it's going to damage your lens. So once you get to this point, your laser is either not going to engrave correctly, it's going to engrave really light, or it's going to engrave dark in some spots, light in other spots, until it completely gives out. Just clean your laser lens. There should not be a dot there. It should be real crystal clean and clear. Just don't let it get dirty to this point here. Now, the fifth and final thing is the actual laser module, which is the entire module here. So if this whole module goes bad, that's just an unforeseen thing. So let's say your lens is clear. You've done all 4 other things here. That laser module could just be bad. It could be just like a cable that's connected to it that's bad. It could be the module itself, just your whole machine's hardware in general. That could be the issue of why it won't print on your laser. So those are my 5 different things that could be causing your printer to not print. So if you have any questions, let me know down in the comments below, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.